Okay, we have here Oscar winning director, screenwriter, actor, Billy Bob Thornton, who is dabbling in music. He has his band, the Boxmasters, which has just released 14 albums in the last year. How are those albums doing, by the way?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know how they're doing? Oh, fair enough. They're probably doing pretty well, though. I mean, you're Billy Bob Thornton, after all. Everybody knows who you are. So everybody knows you as an actor. So how did you get into music?
Would you say that to Tom Petty?
Um, well, that's kind of a tangent, but yeah, I don't know. I probably formed the question differently, but yeah, I would probably say that to Tom Petty. Why?
I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay. That was an interesting little side note, but let's move on, shall we? Now, you really like music. You got into it as a child.
Would you say that to Tom Petty?
Again, with the whole Tom Petty thing. Let me just get this straight. Are you comparing yourself as a musician to Tom Petty?
Maybe.
So would I ask Tom Petty that question? Mm, no, I probably wouldn't. But let's just flip things here for a second. Okay, so if Tom Petty came into the studio and he was promoting a new movie that he decided to act in. Let's call it Bad Santa 4. And I said, we have here Tom Petty, uh, hit songwriter, music icon, who just wrote, writer of songs such as Free Falling and Last Dance with Mary Jane, starring in a movie called Bad Santa 4. Do you think that he would? And I said to him, so was acting your first love? Do you think he would say to me, would you ask Billy Bob Thornton that question? You know? Actually, no, fuck that. I can't use you as an example there because you're a great actor. Don't get me wrong. You're a really good actor. I thought that School for Scoundrels was fantastic. I thought you and Stifler had great chemistry. I thought you were fantastic in Bad Santa 1. Bad Santa 2, things kind of fell off the rails, but you kind of brought it all together with Bad Santa 3. But you're good. You're not really too acting what Tom Petty is to music. Let me flip it again. You think Tom Petty, after starring in, School for Scoundrels 3, if he came into my studio and I asked him if acting was his first love, you think he would say to me, would you ask Leonardo DiCaprio that question? Probably not. I don't think he would. And let's just get things straight here, okay, Billy Bob Thornton. I think you're a good actor. And I just kind of skimmed your album before you guys came in here. Because to be honest, I couldn't really get through it because it's pretty bad. You're a good actor, but you're no fucking Tom Petty. You are no Tom Petty. All right, man? So let's just get this straight. I do want to call a truce and get on with the interview. And yes, I was instructed to not talk about your acting career. But let's be honest, dude. If I don't talk about your acting career, nobody is going to give a fuck. I mean, people listening to the radio right now, when they hear Billy Bob Thornton, they're not going, oh, I can't wait to hear about his music career. And they're not going to forget everything about what you did with your acting and start tuning in to listen to the Box Monsters, whatever the fuck your name is. And dude, you're the fucking drummer. You're the drummer. So let's get this straight here, okay? You got Huey, Dewey, and Louie over here, the dark rim glasses trio, who are all wearing these pretentious fucking glasses, and nobody is saying a word to you right now to get you to stop talking to me like this because you are single-handedly ruining any chance of you guys having any fans in Canada. It's already over. So let's just be real. Let's strip it down and be real here. You got the dude in the hat here who worked at El Pollo Loco. You got the other dude here, the old face looking guy who his voice kind of sounds like yours, who was an usher at AMC theaters in Kentucky, and then you got this third guy here who was probably just started taking improv classes at the Groundlings, and all three of you were broke. You dabbled in guitar, but you gave it up a long time ago because you realized that none of you had any talent. Billy Bob Thornton all of a sudden picks up the phone and decides to get the band back together. So you guys are stoked now because you literally had a log of shit, and Nike called you up and said, hey, we like your log of shit. I'm thinking of selling shit now. Can I put my Nike logo? Actually, fuck Nike, dude. Like, New Balance called you up and said, you know what? I like selling shoes, but I think I've decided, I think from now on, I want to go back to my first love of selling dog shit. So, do you mind if I throw my New Balance logo on you three pieces of dog shit and sell you? So, and also, yes, Canadians are reserved. You're right. I know that you guys are used to, going to a bar probably called Billy Bob's, and you have to put the gate in front of your band, and people are throwing beer bottles at you, and they're wrangling cattle and getting in bar fights, and they're wearing big cowboy hats. And I know that you think that's cool, but Canadians are reserved because most of them, on average, at your shows, most of them are pretty intelligent people. So yes, they're listening to your music and they're enjoying your music. And it may sound crazy to you that they're not all fighting each other and shooting pistols into the air. But that's just because we're smart. And you're kind of doing yourself a really big disservice here, because yes, there's only 37 million Canadians. Who knows? I don't know how many Canadians are. There's about a tenth of the amount of Canadians as there are Americans. But we own about half of planet Earth. So you may think that we're, I don't know what you think of us, but we kind of run shit. So we're reserved because we don't want anybody to notice that we're up here sitting on half of planet Earth. Literally, like, we own it. So relax with your whole Canadian bashing thing, because we have a lot of water up here. I'm just going to leave it at that. So no, I wouldn't ask Tom Petty that fucking question, but you're no fucking Tom Petty. So have you met Willie Nelson? How's he? You haven't met him. You have not met. So you're on tour. You know why you haven't met Willie Nelson? Because Willie Nelson probably right away realized how big of a fucking asshole you were and wanted nothing to do with you. So, oh, by the way, you're the drummer. You're the drummer of your band. So, how many... There are a few bands out there where the drummer is the front man of the band, but not many. I can name one right now. I was going to name your band, but I forgot the name already. The Bunch Mortars? Boxmasters. And if I wanted to, I could release 4 albums right now. They wouldn't be good, but I could do it. I just had to put that out there too. Let's call it truce. Let's call it truce. Truce, okay? Okay, so anyways, you got the mashed potatoes over here and the gravy. So you 3 chumps are the mashed potatoes and Billy Bob Thornton is the gravy, right? Is that it? So, you got the gravy over here, and you 3 mashed potatoes know that at any second the gravy can fire you, so you guys aren't going to say a fucking word. You know what? Why don't you guys go do a song that nobody's going to listen to and it's probably going to suck? Billy Bob Thornton, you going to play? No, you don't cart your drums around? You know what a lot of people do, though? Sometimes they bring in, like, a tambourine or something, and they just shake it. Because, yeah, it's true. Like, drumming's awesome, but you don't always need it. So, yeah, you're not that necessary. You're kind of just, like... Again, I'm going to go with the whole brand name thing. You're kind of just following this band around, and you decide to be a musician. You could probably be a radio DJ if you wanted to. But it doesn't mean everybody's going to forget how fantastic you were in School for Scoundrels and Bad Santa 6. Let's call it truce. Let's call it truce. Okay? So, we have the Boosh Monsters doing an instrumental of their song, Nobody Gives a Fuck, and Billy Bob Thornton is not performing because he doesn't cart his drums around at 6 a.m. And just for the record, I didn't expect you to bring your drums here, but, you could bring a tambourine, or even one of those rattles and just with the sand in it and shake it, and, I don't know, maybe... You know what? Fuck it. Just get the fuck out of my studio. Get the fuck out of my studio. You're going to compare yourself to Tom Petty? Get the fuck out of my studio. You're going to bash Canada? You're going to come to Canada? You're going to go on the CBC radio and you're going to bash Canada? Get the fuck out of my studio, you arrogant hillbilly fuck. Go do another fucking Bad Santa. They're calling you. They want you to do Bad Santa 9. Get the fuck out of my studio. Get the fuck out of Canada, you fucking hick. I love America, but you are not representing America well right now, you fucking hillbilly. Get the fuck out of here, Mr. Bob Thornton. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my interview with Billy Bob Thornton and the Bork Potatoes. Look out for the new album coming out. There's another one coming out on September, and they're releasing 4 more in October. Be sure to not listen to that. Coming up next is Alanis Morissette talking to us about that secret crush of hers who she wrote that song You Ought to Know About. So we look forward to that. All right, tune in next week.